Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and here to talk about your guys' favorite publisher. I know you guys love Ubisoft Connect. I know you guys love not getting your games through Steam, but they have a big title that they just revealed, Assassin's Creed Shadows, and guess what? It's not coming to Steam, but if you do want to sign up to Ubisoft Connect subscription service, you can play Assassin's Creed Shadows for $18 a month. Otherwise, if you want to play the game on the actual release date, get ready to open up that wallet, because the Gold Edition is going to be a spicy $110, and the Ultimate Edition is going to be $130. So, you guys already know. We talked about this with Star Wars Outlaws, but now they're doing it once again. It's a literal copy and paste of how they did the Outlaws Special Edition, so let's talk about it. Even though I have been pretty lukewarm on the recent Assassin's Creed titles going back to Assassin's Creed Origins, I get it that a lot of people are super into them, and the fact is, they're going to a setting that I want, and I will definitely have some interest in this game. And I'm not even that upset at this point because, like, let's be honest, the various editions for this game is copying exactly what Ubisoft did with Star Wars Outlaws. And yes, there was a lot of vitriol, there was a lot of upset voices with Star Wars Outlaws, but at this point, Ubisoft does not give a one single F about you being upset about how they handle special editions, how they bake in early access. It just doesn't matter to them. So, yeah, I could put on a charade and be very upset and raise my voice and start screaming and yelling and being like, this is an atrocity. But yo, I'm gonna be real, guys. At this point, I am desensitized to Ubisoft doing nonsense. This is what Ubisoft does, and it's not even nonsense. For them, this is complete sensible business practices. And you know what? For a Gold Edition being $110, including day one content to the game, yes, it's absolute trash in my opinion, but like, at this point, all I can be like, yo, this is actually just comical. They continue to promote it as early access, which is just hilarious in the case of a game like Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's one thing where it's like Diablo 4, where it's like that game does have a little bit of an online component, to say the least, and, you know, I get it. Like, I get it to an extent. It's still trash, and I hate the early access practice and how people have been duped into thinking that this is like a benefit to these Gold Editions and the Ultimate Edition, which, by the way, the Ultimate Edition is $130. There I go, raising my voice. But, yeah. Like, this is the same thing with Star Wars Outlaws, and there was a lot of pushback on Star Wars Outlaws, and there are times where pushback creates very compelling change. In the case of Helldivers 2, there was a lot of pushback to the PlayStation Network account linking, and ultimately Sony went back on that. In the case of Assassin's Creed Shadows, in the case of Star Wars Outlaws, I just don't think that kind of pushback is going to happen. I think there will be some people upset, and I don't even notice the level of people being upset towards Assassin's Creed Shadows as I did with Star Wars Outlaws. It is nowhere close. However, it is literally the exact same business model. They change absolutely nothing. They are copy-pasting how they are doing it with Star Wars Outlaws, and they're like, let's just do it with Assassin's Creed Shadows as well. And let's be frank here, they've done this in the past. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I don't think had early access baked into it, fake early access baked into it. I really gotta stop pretending like it's early access as well. Fake early access. Let's define it as it is. This fake early access that suckers believe is real early access. But, you know, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I believe, didn't have that, but it did have a $110 special edition. It did have a $130 Ultimate Edition, and $40 season passes are the norm. That is something that is that's been getting lost in all of this. $40 season pass, that is the standard for Ubisoft. It used to be like you didn't get DLC, you know, all the content would be in the game, then it was like $20 season pass, and then it became $25 season pass, and Ubisoft is like, nah, we're going all the way up to $40. This has been a thing for a while. $40 season passes isn't like, I'm not saying it's not crazy. It is crazy, especially when the content is included in it that's day one. Like, downloadable content is supposed to extend the experience after launch. There's literally day one content that is tied to this season pass, which is just insane to me. Not to mention, this is a game that's gonna have microtransactions as well. So $70 early access, microtransactions, $110 special edition. Guys, I said I wasn't going to raise my voice, but as I talk about this, the absolute craziness just hits me even harder as I say all of this out loud, that I'm just like, yo, this is insane that gaming has devolved into this. $70 games is one thing. $40 season passes, okay, that's kind of crazy. $110 gold editions with fake early access, that's kind of whack. microtransactions on top of that, then you marry all of that together, and it's just like, boys, what are we doing here? What is going on? It would be one thing, I get it that games have to go up in price, I get it that they're a business, so on and so forth, but I've always said, Helldivers 2, we talk about managed democracy. Can we just have a little bit of managed greed? I am down with the greed. You guys are gonna have a little bit of greed. You guys trying to make money, so on and so forth. Greed, everybody has greed to an extent, but this is just such over-the-top greed that I'm like, bros, what are we doing here? A $70 game, $110 Gold Edition, $130 Ultimate Edition, and then microtransactions are gonna be there, early access, season pass, and you know what? The game is probably gonna be very enjoyable. If you liked AC Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, you're probably gonna dig this game, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it as well, because I actually had enjoyment from Assassin's Creed Valhalla, just on the basis that I really like the setting, and guess what? I'm gonna love the setting of Assassin's Creed Shadows as well. That's not my main point of contention. I'm sure the developers who have very little in decision-making of what these editions are gonna be priced at, you know, microtransactions, they're probably just, you know, winked and nod and told, hey, you gotta live serviceify these games, and that's not even a word, but you get the idea. And I'm sure people are gonna enjoy it. I'm sure Ubisoft's gonna make a killing. Me complaining about it isn't even gonna solve anything. It's just when I say it out loud, it is so insane to me. But this is just accepted. After Star Wars Outlaws, I feel like created quite a bit of backlash and quite a bit of vitriol. This has absolutely none of that from what I've seen. And it's just people perceive Ubisoft in a certain way. And if you like Ubisoft games, they're gonna nickel and dime you, and they're gonna make a killing off of it. And if you don't like Ubisoft games, well, you're probably of that mindset, this isn't a game I'm gonna check out, and maybe you will check it out when it's in the bargain bin. And remember, Assassin's Creed Shadows is a game that I fully expect to be discounted fairly quickly. And look at that release date, November 15th. Guys, Black Friday is like 2 weeks after November 15th. If you wait, I really believe you could get this game for $40. Like 2 weeks after the fact. I know some of you guys need that 3 days of early access, so instead of paying $40, you're gonna pay that $110. And if you do, hey, more power to you. It's your money. Some of you guys have disposable income, and if you have disposable income, great. That's really how these publishers make a lot of money, because nobody's forcing you to buy the microtransactions, but the whales that are super into these games, instead of making, you know, $70 off the whale purchasers, they're gonna make $130 off of selling them the Ultimate Edition, and then they're gonna make like another $200 on the back end by selling them microtransactions. Now, $200 is probably a stretch, but you get the idea. It's a sliding scale of how deep in the hole you are as a whale, as my boy is deep in the hole as a whale. He spent a lot of money on in-game content for games like this, and it's wild to see. But when you see it firsthand play out before you, like, again, one of my close friends is the biggest whale that I've ever seen in my life. When I see it play out, like, firsthand, I'm just like, bro, I can't even hate. Like, if I was in their situation and I knew people like this exist that'll just, you know, they have disposable income, they're doing fairly well in life, I'm just like, yo, I'm taking their money too. If they're just gonna throw away their money, I'm taking their money. $60 horse armor, I'm taking that damn money. So you know what, Ubisoft, more power to you, and you guys are probably gonna make a killing. People are probably gonna love the early access, and I saw it on social media before. I love early access in video games. I'll buy the deluxe edition for early access. Like, oh my goodness. I digress. I am a broken record when it comes to this topic, but I still feel like it's important to talk about when it just happens over and over again. And now, the question is, when are they gonna go to $140 Ultimate Edition? Remember, they push very slightly every time out until it becomes, like, glaringly obvious when they're pushing. But now, it seems like $110 Gold Editions, that's the standard, and also the Season Pass, including Day 1 content, has also become the standard for Ubisoft. I'm very curious what the next thing is gonna be. The next thing, here's a prediction for you guys. What you've noticed is the Gold Edition is usually $110, Ultimate Edition is $130. Ultimate Edition is kind of superfluous nonsense, where you get this Ultimate Pack where it doesn't really include much, just seems like very meme in-game content. I see that ultimate pack evolving in the future where maybe a quest will be baked into that ultimate pack. So instead of incentivizing you to just stick to the $110 version, they can push you towards the $130 version, because I think that is their next goal. All right, we got $110 out of these suckers. Now let's try to get that $130. I believe that's what they're gonna do next. That is my prediction. But right now, the Ultimate Edition is really not necessary. As far as in-game content, I think sooner or later, that Ultimate Edition is going to become more and more necessary. So we'll see. That's my prediction. We'll see where they're at a year from now. But that'll do it for me. Again, AC Shadows is going to be a Ubisoft Connect only release at launch. I imagine it'll come out on Steam like maybe 6 months, a year after that. I believe it'll be on the Epic Games Store as well, because they seem to release their games day one on the Epic Games Store. I wonder why that is. Probably because nobody's buying the game on the Epic Games Store, and Epic is probably paying them money for it. I don't know, but it's wild to me. Yeah, how about cutting your feet from underneath you? As far as making sure a game doesn't do as well as it could. Now, Assassin's Creed is always going to be fun. It's not a big deal. When you got suckers spending $130 on the game, they're going to make a killing off this game. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.